Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, it is time for an EDC update. It has been a minute since I've made one of these videos. So where do I start? Now, well, first off, not everything on the table gets carried all at once. I have a couple different knife options, a couple different wallet options, a couple different firearms as well. So yeah, let's jump into it. Let's talk about the watch first. Random. I don't know why I've gravitated towards this little Casio. I think I got this thrown in a trade once. It's super simple. It has a compass in it. It has the date. And it's just a cheap, like $35 digital watch. And although I have very nice watches, for some reason, I just keep putting this thing on every day. This one, let's see, SGW 10 OB or DB maybe. Zoom in on this in case you want to check it out yourself. Again, $30 or $40 watch. All right, 3157 is also on there. I don't know which is the model number. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I like it. Sometimes just a cheap watch works. One thing I will say though is that this does lose its time after about 3 weeks, and I've noticed in the course, like I will set it to the second to what my phone has, which by the way, my phone happens to be too far away for me to grab, but I have the same phone, same iPhone you guys saw in the last 50, updates. My wife is due for an update on her phone, and I get the hand-me-down thing, so if that happens, I'll talk about that. I'll make another EDC update, but I got the same old phone. What was I even saying? Oh, yes. So about every 3 weeks or so, this is off roughly 5 to 6 seconds. It's just something that I'll keep an eye on, and that I've noticed that I always want to go by my cell phone's time because that's just driven by satellite. It's the same with like the vehicles, at least newer vehicles. A lot of times you can't even change the time in those things. It's just automatic to what the satellite time is for your area, right? So yes, every 3 weeks or so, I do have to actually go back and make sure that I readjust the time because I like it down to the second. Occasionally I don't mind a watch if it's running a little bit fast, but I can't do slow. You know what I mean? I'd rather a watch or look at the time and it's actually 2 or 3 minutes before it really is, but I can't have it 2 or 3 minutes after. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very punctual person. Something I don't really talk about much, but I'm just not late. I'm not late anywhere. If I have to be somewhere, I leave early. Sometimes I leave earlier than early just to make sure if I hit traffic or something happens. In other words, if I arrive late, I'm probably still early. All right. It's kind of annoying because half the time I'm just waiting to do something. Like if I have to go somewhere and be there, like let's say doctor's appointment. The other day I had to go to doctor's and they want you to be 10 minutes early. I was about 25 minutes early. So I'm waiting in my vehicle to go inside to wait another 10 or 15 minutes. Then they check you in, and then guess what you're doing? You're sitting there with your feet dangling off the edge of the little seat like a little kid, because for some reason it's not adjusted for adults, so my legs are swinging even though I'm 6 foot tall. And then you wait in there for another 15 or 20 minutes. So you wait to wait. So anyway, yes, cheap watch, but that's what a cheap watch does. Usually not all that accurate, as time goes on. So if you do have a cheap watch on you, nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine. I've been rocking one. But just make sure you do double check your time and adjust it when it's appropriate. So besides that, you guys recently saw, let's put this off to the side so I can keep track of what's going on here. I did a video on the Leatherman Free P4. This has been on my side every single day. Every day I EDC this. I think it's awesome. Just got into a whole kick of just really enjoying multi-tools again, and use various tools throughout the day. Just kind of depends on the situation. It's just nice. Yes, there's extra weight there. Yes, in addition of a firearm and everything else they have, it's all heavy. It is kind of a pain, but I'm getting used to it. It's just one of those things. It is kind of strange though, because when I'm carrying the full-size Glock 19, it's a Gen 3 there, and this is the Boulder S from Olight. I'll talk about that in a second. It's a lot of weight and it has to be on my strong side. I happen to be righty. So that means this resides on my left side. I do prefer this on my right side. Something I've also carried in the past before I did a review on this, where I would pocket carry my Glock 43 and then have this in the sheath on my right side. I actually kind of prefer that, and this is more towards my back butt area. It's like it's right past where there's a loop on my my pants or my belt. So it's not really on my side, so like, you know, accessing the front pocket and stuff is totally fine. I don't know, kind of hard to explain there, but anyway, Leatherman Free P4. I love it. Although, as much as I am in love with this, because I've been carrying the multi-tool, I might switch back to the Victorinox. If I do that, that's a whole different thing. I would probably change the gun up again, because I would wear, you know, that leather belt organizer thing that has the pen, the full-size multi-tool, the flashlight. I would probably do that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's no, you know, pocket clip on the model I have, but I like that setup, you know, so that's something I'll occasionally do. So who knows, maybe I'll bounce back to it. So yeah, as far as the firearm, Gen 3 Glock 19. All right, definitely go with hollow points for the carry magazine. However, you notice in the background there, I do have the 32 round mag, or 33 rounds, a 30 plus 2, so I guess it's 32. Looks ridiculous. Is it necessary? No, it's not necessary. And I do carry full metal jacket in that. And the idea behind that is if I can't get whatever's going on done with that magazine, then I just want a bunch more ammo. That's pretty much it. And I want full metal jacket for the penetration. I know people will go all into, oh my God, and putting people at risk. And if you're shooting other people in public, you're putting everyone at risk. But you're doing it because you think you're going to die. So that's kind of the logic behind it. So I don't really care. That's just how I feel about it. So besides this, just for funsies, I did carry this. But I only carried it twice. This is the Taurus 856. This is a newer model. I forget, this replaced one of the other older models. There was a 5-shot, now they went to a 6-shot. This is a simple 38 special. All right, I do have a speed loader, which I did not take out for this. When I did carry 2 extra speed loaders. I have a double pouch that goes on the waistband. I absolutely love revolvers. I am not a fan of carrying them. Just one of those things. I love them in the collection. I love shooting them. It's super fun. I much prefer a semi-automatic gun for actual carry. That, like I said, was more just the fun of doing something different. That was essentially why I carried that. And I do rotate through some other guns as well, just for fun. Like the Beretta. The Beretta is an awesome full-size, very capable gun. I have an M9. I carry that occasionally. I have an H&K that I carry occasionally. I have other revolvers I carry occasionally, but they're all just one-offs. It's like, you know, middle of the month or whatever it is, just I'll pop it on just to do something different, run an errand, and that's about it. But, you know, Glocks, whether it's the Gen 3 19 or again my 43, those are pretty much my go-tos just because I like them. You know, that's it. They're not sexy, they're not fun, they're not stylish, they're just, you know, guns that work. And I firmly believe in the brand. And I firmly believe in my Glocks because I've never had a problem with anyone. Knock on wood. Also have the SIG, the 365. I would love the XL 365 in the future, as well as upgrading my 43 to the 43X. Both of those I'd like to swap to the bigger handle, more capacity versions of those guns. I think that would be definitely a move in the right direction, because the purpose of those guns, even though they have to be smaller, I'll use air quotes there, smaller, I still have plenty of room for the handle to be bigger. So having more capacity is definitely a good thing. But I'm not actively trying to find the bigger versions. If that happens to, you know, be an option in the future, if I go to a gun show or something and see one at a good price, then yeah, I'd probably do that and maybe sell the other one. You know, but yeah. So that's the firearm situation. As far as neck knives go, I've gone back to this Spyderco Arc because it is just so lightweight and awesome. Has H1 steel, all right, not the best steel for edge retention, but especially when I'm like out fishing or doing something outside. When I go camping, I will have this. It looks like, you know, it's going to be on and off rain the next couple of days, which, you know, having a neck knife out in the pouring rain, it's just nice to not have to worry about it. I've carried all different types of neck knives, and most of the time I do. If I'm out walking around, or even if I'm like, you know, wearing a rain jacket and my knife is tucked under me and I don't get it wet, I have to wipe it off because I know that, hey, there's a possibility it got wet. Obviously, I don't have to worry about it since it can't rust. But again, just that very thin profile, the very lightweight part of it, I absolutely love it. I have a fully serrated version I've also carried. I don't like the paddle thing. Sometimes I go to put the knife away and I'm struggling just ever so slightly. It's not a huge deal. That just retains that little paddle. Not a fan of it. I wish, you know, it's kind of snap in like a lot of other ones do. But anyway, ball and chain, really simple. But like I said, flat and lightweight. And that's why I've stuck with that one pretty much straight for the last, I don't know, month or two. I don't know the last time I actually made an EDC update, but it's been a while, and that one has been the go-to for a while now. So, moving on to a flashlight. This I got recently. I like single AA and single AAA flashlights, and so someone turned me on to this particular branding. Maybe I'll do a separate video talking about it. It was like an offshoot site. I don't remember the name of it offhand, but this is a Syansky, something like that, P10. I have this in green, red, and black. They're awesome. It's just 3 modes, low, medium, and high. Super simple, bi-directional clip, clicky tail switch, and like I said, just an alkaline AA. So I like it. It's been working out just fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it with that. As far as the keys go, let's put this stuff off to the side a little bit. The keys did change up a little bit. Obviously, you guys know I got a new vehicle. I got a 2023 Tacoma. So I have the fob for that. Also a dedicated key. This key is for the door, for the tailgate, for the locked glove box. This key is actually in the fob. I can use that, it's the same key. However, taking this in and out all the time to do the tailgate seems like a pain, so I opted to actually keep this key on my keys. All right, so this is the main key if I have to actually take it out of my pocket and use it. Still use that locking Night Ice double carabiner, and actually it works out fine. I was a little worried about that in the past, but no issues. Again, knock on wood. Actual keys for things. Of course, the you know, little Apple tag or whatever. I forget what it's called, air tag. Just in case I lose these keys, it'd be nice to be able to find them. Still have a handcuff key. Always keep a handcuff key on my keys. You never know. That's a key to the lock box, which is not currently in my vehicle. I'm on the fence whether I want to put that in there or not. So yeah, not really sure, but left it on there just for now. And then of course I still have this little Olight. I love this little guy. This is the iMini. It just uses a magnet to turn on. So once it's connected, and this thing has never fallen off. Again, knock on wood, I hope I don't say that and then it falls off tomorrow. But yeah, it's just how simple is that? You pull it off. Once you pull it off, it turns on. You use it. It's very low as far as the power goes, but it's fine to get the job done if you're like looking, let's say you drop something on the ground, and you can find it fairly easily with this. And that's it, pops back on. So things that came off my keys to make my keys smaller, because it was not working with the extra key and, you know, the fob and everything. I ended up taking off the dedicated flathead screwdriver and the Phillips screwdriver. I actually like these quite a bit. I just didn't use them very much. I literally forgot they were on there. And then in the addition of having those you know, screwdrivers in the multi-tool, it just wasn't necessary. The one thing I will miss though is my little pry bar. This pry bar actually got some usage. All right, so the thing is with everything on there, it started becoming fatter. I have to get a bigger split ring if I want to keep this stuff on there. And I thought, for now, I'll just take it off. So that came off the keys. All right, so as far as the pocket organizer, still rocking pretty much the same stuff. I don't know, last time, again, you saw this. I took the Douglas S lighter out of this one, and I'm just rocking a clipper, just simple. I love the Douglas S. It's super classy and everything. This one is just lighter weight. Again, not that weight's a huge factor, but I am trying to slim down on certain things since I'm just carrying so much crap. So that's also like if I'm giving a lighter to someone to let them use it, the Douglas, number one, I don't want them to lose it or break it because it's very expensive and I really like the lighter. Again, being heavier was I guess tiny bit of a factor, but more so people don't know how to use it because the piece actually locks on to be airtight and all that stuff. So like if I'm like, hey, if someone needs a lighter or something, if I go to hand it to them, it's this whole explanation. It's a whole big pain in the butt. Totally unnecessary, so everyone knows, you know, how these work. It's just simple. That's all. And if someone wants to keep it, they can keep it. I really don't care that much. It's not a big deal. So that's why I went with that. Still have the i3T. This is the carbon fiber version. Again, super lightweight little setup here. All right, really simple. Love my Olights. All right, all of them. But that's the one I'm rocking. And then speaking of Olight, I also have their O Pen Mini, all right, which swapped out with the Fisher Space Pen Bullet, which again, that's a fan favorite. I absolutely love that, but just to be different, all right, just rocking the little mini here. All right, so that is the pocket organizer. All right, moving on to some blades here. All right, I have that case folder. I am carrying this because I want to do a review on it. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but just not a fan. Not a fan. I really want to like this knife. There's just things I don't like about it. So we'll talk about that when I'm done carrying and do the review. Then of course we have the Tech Knives OTF Utility blade holder. Still loving this thing. I know a lot of people are talking about, once you get it all gunked up with glue and tape and stuff, it's going to mess up the internals. Again, knock on wood, no problem whatsoever. If I have a glue like tape that's been chunky, I literally see the tape on there, I peel it off. You have to use a little common sense. If you have literally tape stuck to it, like hanging off of it and close it, yes, it's possible that you can jam it inside the mechanism and it won't open properly or create problems. But I haven't had any problems because I don't let big chunks of tape get in there. All the glue and stuff that's going to be stuck to your blade naturally, that never makes contact with anything. Even though there's tight tolerances in there, it's been totally fine. Have rocked the skateboard tape version. I don't like the grip if it's in a pocket, but I mean like a main pocket that you're gonna, again, wipe your hand behind. But this has resided in a leg pocket, so it's a non-issue for me as far as the grip being too much, because I don't have to go in there unless I'm grabbing this, in which case I'm literally just grabbing the top of it to pull it out. So, not an issue. Then we have the Hea Designs Elixir V2. Yes, a version 2. I love this knife. If you like a pointy knife, this one's not for you. Obviously, this teardrop shape here, but this thing is a bad boy. It's just such a high quality blade. This one's an M390. There's a couple, different versions of this depending on looks and stuff, but this thing is just such a sweet blade. I absolutely love it. That rounded top, it is super, super nice. All right, so if you like your HEA stuff or have an interest in this knife, check it out on their website. Just Google it, Hea Designs, and you'll find these. These are all limited runs, so once they sell out, that is it. But this thing, man, it is just so smooth, so sharp, so wonderful. I love it. Absolutely nice piece of cutlery. All right, then as far as the wallet stuff goes, before I get in the wallets, hanky. Always have to have a handkerchief. Doesn't matter what kind. I have several. But I always have one in the pocket no matter what. And it's funny, when I pull it out, I've had comments like that's an old man thing to do. Carry a handkerchief. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. Guess I'm an old man. I'm the prepared old man. So anyway, wallet. I still have my saddleback leather trifold wallet with the strap all these years later. This is a Christmas present from the wife. But if you'll notice, it's a lot thinner. I used to keep so much stuff in here. And now I don't. It's that simple. I can't get into details of what's in here. Well, I can show you one thing. Let's see, I have to open it and kind of get it off camera here because I want to show you the IDs and cards and stuff on the inside. But I do rock my colored little, generic Indian or generic buffalo, I should say, silver round. All right. That's my lottery ticket scratcher, my good luck charm. I'll tell you a quick little story. I used this when I was buying the truck. All right, maybe I should save this. Yeah, maybe I'll save that story for when I go into details on getting the truck. But kind of a funny story because I did a coin flip on it. And, well, you'll find out when I tell that story. But that's the coin that I used. So yeah, instead of having, 30 cards in here and all this extra stuff, I kept it really simple inside. In fact, right now I have no money. All I have is a $2 bill. It's literally all I have right now as far as cash, $2. Just the basic cards. That's it. Carry permit, license, credit card, debit card. That's pretty much it, and maybe one or two other things I'm not mentioning. But it is so much thinner. It's hard to explain. Even now it looks fat, but this thing, if you watch older videos, it was like this. It was massive. All right, so I still love the wallet, but when I want to go minimalist, I absolutely do keep that home. I have been swapping between one of my favorites. This was the, God, so much gear, so many names to remember. King's Loot All right, I have this in black as well. This is kind of like my vacation, you know, minimalist wallet. I absolutely love this thing, but I've been trying to also get some pocket time on that Battle Box minimalist wallet. All right, has that magnetic money clip on the back, a couple cards. That's it, really simple stuff. Nice supple leather there. So yes, these are the minimalist options, and I do occasionally do that, even if I'm not going on vacation or something. You know, if I don't feel like it, really, it's very situational. That's all I could say. Like when I'm going fishing, I don't need this, okay? I'm not charging a card when I'm out in the boat, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm walking around the pond or something, but I don't like taking my regular wallet. So if I need some kind of minimalist wallet, and again, it's situational. I can't explain every situation, but like if I'm visiting my folks or something, I'm generally not buying things, but you never know. Maybe we go out on a day trip or something. Maybe we go get gas. Maybe I want to pay for the gas for my dad or something. I like to have money on me. I like to have a card on me, but I don't need my whole wallet. So that's when these guys come into play. So I want to say that's everything. Maybe, could be, possibly. Yeah, I think that's everything for now anyway. So there you go, little EDC update. That's what's going on in the pockets. You guys know it's always changing. The knives are always changing. You know, it's funny, every time we do an EDC update, I keep showing you this organizer. Hang on one second. Let me just show you that I do have other organizers. All right, just to show you here, I do have other setups. It just so happens that every time I go to grab one, this is the one I happen to use the most. So when I'm making these videos, it's just by happenstance, I guess, this is what I always end up showing. But there are other ones, and like I said, I'm not going to go into these right now because I haven't carried these in the last 2 or 3 days, but there are, and this is, you know, still not all of them. I have some bigger ones, I have material ones, zip, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, this is one of my favorites, just very, very simple. And people always ask where it's from, and I honestly don't remember. There are no markings on this one, unfortunately. Now, as far as these other ones go, I don't recall where I got this one with the little eyelet on here. However, these two are from Tools for Gents, a German company. Very, very nice work. You see TFG on this one. You see the double swords is like their logo. This black one does have the shield logo on there. But yeah, Tools for Gents. They have all kinds of awesome stuff. I also have some Zippo holders from them. Just really, really nice. But anyway, I just want to show you there are other pocket organizers. I just tend to not carry them as much. So anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down in the comment section if you have new gear, what you like, what you don't like. And that's it. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.